I heard you were looking for some fall inspired makeup, and today I'm giving you just that. Hello, guys, and welcome back. Oh, I am dripping. Excuse me. Today I am going to show you how to recreate a caramel frappe inspired makeup look. This look is quite literally my favorite that I filmed so far. It is beautiful. It is smoky, it is brown, it is so fall appropriate, but super easy to recreate. And I'm going to show you exactly what I use and exactly how to achieve this look. So if you're ready, grab your cafecito, grab your caramel frappe, which is what I'm drinking today. And let's jump right into today's fall inspired makeup look. Let's get into it. I think in order to switch up these looks, because they can look very similar very quickly, since all of them tend to have some sort of white topping, like the white cold foam, I think I'm gonna go for like a brown, like a soft brown smoky eye, but we're gonna leave a little bit of the center, almost like a halo eye, but not quite a halo eye. You'll see as I am applying the colors, but I think this is going to be the perfect caramel frappe inspired makeup look. And it's going to be easy. I will be pulling out an old palette, so if you guys have it, grab it now so we can go along with it together. The Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals. I think this is the perfect palette for the fall. Very warm tone, and it just has the best like neutrals and warm tones. Well, mainly all warm tones, I should say. I'm going to start off by tapping all my concealer in. You guys already know what I use for my base as concealer. The Rimmel London one, it dries down, so you don't have to worry about it creasing into your shadows. I'm going to start off with my bronzer. I'm just going to use my MAC bronzer in the shade Give Me Sun. Use whatever bronzer you have and throw that into the crease. This is going to be our first transitional shade. Honestly, I'm going to keep this simple but fun. I'm going to grab a little bit more. And I like to start off my eyeshadows in the center because I feel like that's where I can place the most pigment and then blend it out as I go. Grabbing some more and then just blending it all out. I'm just going to build on this pigment until I am, or this color I should say, until I am satisfied with how pigmented it is. And I'm bringing it, so I'm doing circular motions. It's almost like I'm doing a half moon around my eye, and I'm just going to keep at it. Just taking a clean fluffy brush and blending out those edges. Now I'm going to dip my brush into the palette, and I'm going to take the shade Booked, which is a nice caramel, like a deep caramel shade. And that one is going to go right beneath the shade that we just laid down. So right here, and I'm just going to build on that. This little negative space that I'm leaving here, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let it be. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Boo Bear, and I'm going to throw that into the crease as well, just to add a little extra definition and dimension, if you will, into the crease of the eye. And then you want to go back and like just reblend your colors, essentially, just to make them all look nice and gradient and soft. And then since we have this like little negative space right there, we're going to take the shade Chick Happens, which is almost like a pink, and I am going to lay that right in the center of the eye. These are crazy pigmented. Look at that. A little goes a long way. And I'm slowly going to start working it up. This is going to be kind of like the foam of the caramel frap. Let's add a brown eyeliner to complete this look. I feel like that's really going to bring everything together. For my lashes, I went with the Deluxe Curl Premium Foaming Lashes in the style Vivian from the AOA Studio line. I'm telling you guys, these lashes, if you have not gotten your hands on them, you are sleeping on them, okay? If you live in Texas, in the Willowbrook Mall, they have the Shop Miss A store where you can buy them for like $1.25 for $1.50. I just primed my face using the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer just because I wanted something smoothing. I've been getting some little breakouts here and there, and I really want my base to be very glowy. So with that said, I'm going to go in with a foundation I've been using all during the weekend and like last week. My hair's a little crazy, by the way, but I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation in the shade 7.75. And I'm just going to take this pretty much. I should probably mix it. I have another shade that's a little lighter, but I like this color. I like to look just a little more tan. This is going to give me that perfect glowy base without being too much, without feeling heavy, and I don't want that. I'm going in with my Makeup by Mario brush. As you can see, this foundation is not going to be full coverage, but it does give you a very nice medium to buildable full coverage, I would say. It's definitely not sheer, and it adds that beautiful luminosity that I feel like is perfect for the fall. So as you can see, it's not exactly going to cover up any like redness or discoloration, but it's okay. I don't necessarily want to cover these imperfections up. I just want to make my skin tone look a little more even, and if I need to, I can always go back with a little bit of concealer. So I am going to tap this in. Have you guys tried this foundation? I know it's like an OG, but I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this foundation anymore. It used to be the biggest thing years ago, like back in 2016. For some reason, every time I think about this foundation, I always associate it with one of the influencers that was really big back in the day. Her name was or is Amrezy. I'm not sure if you guys know who she is. I used to love her content, but she used to wear this foundation nonstop, and she's the reason why I bought this foundation a few years ago. And then I repurchased it because it's one of those foundations that I like to keep in my makeup kit because it looks so good on all clients. And look at that. Look at how beautiful and luminous this skin looks without being heavy. It doesn't feel cakey. It is extremely lightweight. This is going to be my go-to foundation for the fall. 100%. I recommend this if you are willing to splurge on it a little because it can get a little bit pricey. For my concealer, I think I want to go with something a little full coverage. So I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible. Y'all, I bought this new Anastasia concealer, right? Remember that I did in Sephora haul? I need to go back and exchange it or just like straight up return it, because no matter how much I have tried to like mix it around, you know, when you pull out your concealer, you can mix it around. It is so watery. I don't know if it's just really old and it had been sitting there for a while, but no matter how much, the consistency is really weird and gross, and I can't use it. I've used it a few times, but I have to like mix it, and for the price, like I just don't feel like I have to do that. So I think I'm just gonna return it and maybe go get either a new one or go get it from Ulta. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's old, if the formula changed since I last bought it. But yeah, it's super watery on me. So if you guys have that issue with any of your new Anastasia concealers, let me know. And again, I have shaked it, I have moved it, I like roll it around, and still nothing. So I'm thinking it's just maybe like an old concealer and the ingredients are like really separated at this point. Who knows? But I'm for sure not going to just keep it because I can't use it. It's kind of gross. I want a light bronzer, so I'm going to go with my SAIE bronzer. This one is really nice. It has that gel like consistency, and it's not too heavy and it's not too like crazy pigmented. It just gives you enough. And I'm going to use this to contour my nose as well. You guys, we are a few weeks away from like Halloween, and then October is over. We just celebrated Lincoln's 5th birthday. Oh, it was so much fun. We had my brother-in-law and his girlfriend come in town. So they live in Utah. And this is obviously my husband's brother. They came in to see us. This was the first time they had been in Texas since we moved here 4 years ago. And it was so much fun. Like, Lincoln got to enjoy his uncle and spend time with him, make memories with him. It was such a beautiful time. That's why I didn't upload a video on Monday, because I was just enjoying my time with them, and it was fun. It was so much fun. So they were here for his birthday. We got to celebrate it with them. We didn't do anything too crazy, just because, again, we don't have a lot of family. So I try to keep it very, very basic. When it comes to their birthdays, I like to do things that they want to do, because oftentimes I feel like when we do birthday parties, it's for us and not for the kids. So I have learned to just kind of let them tell me what they want. Like, if you want to, like, a birthday party and you want your friends to come over, we'll do that. If you rather just, go out somewhere and enjoy the day, maybe go play somewhere, go to some bouncing houses, whatever it is, I just let my kids tell me what their definition of fun is. And I'm telling you, it is so much better, and they actually enjoy their birthdays. I feel like these are going to look really good together, so let's pair them. The e.l.f. blush in Copper Etiquette. This one as well has been one of my go-tos, just because it is the perfect nude brown. It has some slight peachy undertones, but for the most part, I feel like it's fairly, I don't know, nudish? What do you guys think about this color? Do you guys have it? This is from their, like, newer launches that they did a few months ago. Speaking of which, I haven't seen e.l.f. drop anything since they had that, like, drama going on when people were like, we're not supporting e.l.f. because they hired a comedian that apparently makes fun of, like, DV, and people were just losing their minds over it. I haven't seen them drop anything, so I'm wondering if they're just kind of like waiting for it to die down, or what is happening with e.l.f. because I haven't seen anything. I'm just gonna let the powder sit on the skin for a few minutes. I'm gonna go back to the blush with that same brush that I was using. If you guys are wondering where this brush is from, it's from the brand The Lip Bar. You can find it at your local Walmart. They still sell them. I've seen them plenty of times. They usually have them in the bottom part of their makeup kit or their makeup display. I don't know why, but that's where I've seen it, at least in my local Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it. And I'm going to be a little generous with my blush, because I really want this to, like, look cohesive together, and blush always brings these looks together. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this blush is the perfect fall blush. It's in the shade Ciao. And then I'm going to go back to the palette, and I'm just going to add the same colors to my lower lash line. I'm going to add my bronzer. I'm just going to use the same bronzer just so it's very cohesive with the eyes. I'm going to add a little bit of this D'Alba First Spray Serum. It hydrates and it's radiant on the skin. This broke me out once, but I haven't used it in a long time, so let's see if it breaks me out again. I'm just going to use it on literally the parts of my face. Like, I don't necessarily want this to touch my eyes, but I do want this to give me that super pretty glowy luminosity that I want in today's look. And then for my highlight, I'm going to add the Rare Beauty Exhilirate highlighter. This one is a must because it is quite bright and it just looks really pretty. Look at that. And it's only a little, and it goes a very, very long way. To completely finish off this look, I'm adding a white eyeshadow to my inner corner. That is just really going to bring that, like, white foam that the caramel has, the Caramel Frappe. I added the lip combo off camera just because I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, and I feel like this is the perfect lippy to go with this look. So I went in with Cork from MAC, which you guys can find so many dupes at this point for this. And then I went in with the L'Oreal 740 Honey Matte Lipstick. This is like the perfect nude. And then I topped it off with the e.l.f. lip gloss in the shade Pink Paloma, which is just a very sheer pink. And I feel like it just really brought this whole lip together. Ah! I love this. What do you guys think? And here you have it, guys. This is my take on Caramel Frappe inspired makeup look. I love the way this turned out. It is so beautiful. It definitely screams fall. The hair is a little crazy, but I'm trying to give my hair a break from like so much heat that I constantly put it in, and I think it still looks pretty cute. So I would love to know if you guys are going to recreate this look. If you do, of course, tag me on my Instagram so I can show you some love and I can repost you on my stories. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love you, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!